Ho ho boardies, bienvenue au jeu de borderline. Je suis Gareth et c'est Danganronpa 2. Au revoir, désespoir. Okay, that was my French. I just practiced it then and then realised I wasn't recording. I am recording now, however, so let's get into Danganronpa. So we're in the middle of class trial, the second class trial, and Nagito's just said, can you give us the details about that trap? Now, I can't remember what that was talking about, but I'm sure it was important, so let's find out.
I would like to know too. It might lead to some kind of clue.
Fine. You want me to talk, huh?
So before that... Right, so Hiyoko's saying that she was trapped in some way. Okay.
Earlier this morning, Mahiru was the one who came up to me.
Is she trying to say that my hero trapped her?
He asked if we could meet up later.
Huh? But didn't you say earlier...
She never talked to me at all. Man, what a surprise. I didn't expect you to ask me such an easy question.
Damn it! So that was a lie?
She's full of fibs.
'Cause I thought it'd be doubted if I admitted it. So I figured it was better not to say anything.
So, what was your answer to Mahiru's invitation?
I told her it was fine. I mean, I didn't have a reason to say no. Unlike everyone else here, Mahiru was someone I wasn't embarrassed to be seen with.
You always have to say something snide.
At the time,
Yeah, she does.
we were supposed to meet around 2 p.m., but
Or just outright mean.
around noon, there was a letter inside my mailbox. A letter? Yeah, this one.
I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. Right, and my hero got something similar, right? About what we discussed earlier. Is it okay if we change the place? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island. The time is still the same at 2 p.m. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret until then. Let's try not to see each other for a while. It would be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. Mahiro Kawazumi. Obtain Truth Bullet. Letter Hiyoko received has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
I saw this letter and went to the beach house at that time.
So it's a big setup. The letter that Hiyoko had... Oh, okay. Contradicts the other letter. This one.
I can prove it with this. This letter. Doesn't it look like its contents are different from the letter Mahiru had?
Very different. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m.
Mahiru's letter said to meet at 2:30 p.m. But in Hiyoko's letter...
About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island. The time is still the same at 2 p.m.
Whoa! The meeting times are off.
Crazy.
It's also strange that both letters wanted to change their meeting spot to the beach house. It would be plausible if one of them said it. But for both letters to say the same thing?
Hiyoko, since you wrote it, what do you think?
Like I said, I never wrote the letter. How many times do I have to tell you?
It's safe to say a letter was forged by the killer, but... Which letter did the killer forge? Both of them, surely? Both letters.
I see!
I see!
The killer must have forged both letters.
The killer forged them so they could manipulate their actions. Yeah, that's how we should think about it.
That seems very likely. In fact, if you compare both letters... Confirmed! Just as I assumed, the handwriting is the same. The content of the letters matches too.
Like this part. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. This part. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere.
It's exactly the same phrasing.
And this part. let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while. The killer forged both of those letters.
In doing so, they were able to control Hiyoko and Mahiru to do their bidding, like a netherworld puppeteer.
So they completely tricked me. And then Mahiru's killer. How mean! Give me back Mahiru!
Really? This is really terrible. I've offered to help so many times. The killer this time didn't discuss their plan with me at all. It's all my fault. I'm so ashamed of being unreliable.
Here we go again. Once we let our guard down, this happens. We can just lightly punch him to death later.
So based on what the letter said, you went to the beach house at 2 p.m., right, Hiyoko?
What's
Right.
most important is what happened afterward. What on earth happened there?
I fell asleep. Why'd you fall asleep? It's not like I wanted to. I think I was forced to get a whiff of some kind of medicine or something.
Just knocked out.
Medicine? That medicine. Could it be? Did they get it from the drugstore? I thought that place seemed unsafe. They even have prescription medicines laying out in the open.
If you were aware of that from the start, you should have done something about it.
I'm sorry.
Maybe it was Meekin?
When I woke up, I was inside a small closet. And when I rushed out, I saw Mahiru's body.
And that's why you ran out of the beach house in such a panic!
I was scared. It was really, really scared. Really scared that I couldn't help, but...
The killer probably planned to frame Hiyoko from the start. And for that reason, they summoned Hiyoko before Mahiru, put her to sleep, and shoved her inside the closet.
So their reason for blocking the door with Mahiru's body was to make Hiyoko leave her footprints as evidence.
The reason for blocking the door with Mahiru's body was to make Hiyoko leave her footprints as evidence. Right, okay.
Everything was done to frame Hiyoko as the killer. That's horrible. I didn't do anything wrong. And I was framed by Mahiru's killer.
Alright, Hiyoko, calm down.
Hiyoko,
You can dish it out, but you can't take it.
we believe you.
Oh, I love that Teru's portrait is crossed out with a knife and fork. It's funny.
Is it really okay to believe her so easily? She might be faking those tears, you know.
This'll never end if you keep being so suspicious.
Isn't that what a class trial is all about? The only way to survive is to be suspicious. This is where we go to thoroughly doubt each other. So if you believe in each other so easily, then there's definitely something wrong with you.
You're wrong, Fuyuhiko. We aren't supposed to doubt each other here. We're supposed to work together. The class trial is where we cooperate with each other, work hard, and aim for victory. The killer and everyone else. Two hopes attempting to grasp the one true hope. Two hopes clashing with each other is poetry in motion. That is what a class trial should be.
Yeah, Nikita's lost
Which
it.
side are you on?
I'm on the side of the absolute hope that can overcome any despair. And I believe that absolute hope exists at the point where two hopes clash.
Your stance is neither white nor black, but gray. And you do not yearn for your life, or even for victory.
Jeez, I wish he'd just side with the enemy already so I can believe what he's saying!
Let's stop. Believing every little thing Nagito says is a waste of time.
Yeah, we need to figure out who Mahiru's killer is.
There should be a new clue
Nice,
contained in
Nekomaru.
what Hyoko has told us.
Okay.
So, let us believe Hyoko's words and discuss it once again with everyone.
Yep. The debate proceeds when you assume you can believe each other. Good job. That's the right way. That's the splendid power of teamwork. Hey, what do you think of that, Monokuma? I'm not gonna let you have the outcome you want.
Boring.
Whoa, he's sleeping.
Dumbasses. You bastards don't know anything. If you're stupid enough to trust each other, the only thing waiting for you is the bitter truth.
The bitter truth. That may be true, but even so, we can't just stand around here all day. Even if what lies ahead is a cruel ending, the only thing we can do is move forward. Because unless we reveal who among us is Mahiro's true killer, there's no way we'll survive. What? Oh, suspended.
Well now.
Well then, now that the class trial has reached its climax, I would like to present the answer right here, right now. You're gonna spoil who the killer is. If I reveal the answer before everyone's ready, they'll all be shocked. They'll all feel despair. You can't. That's seriously a big no-no. But spoiling it right now is innovative, don't you think? The club president and I are powerless against innovation. Who's the club president? So, without further ado, the answer is... Yeah! Oh, yeah, you can't. Everyone please close your eyes and cover your ears.
Correct. You say no in German when you're surprised.
Okay. Huh? I don't know what you're talking about, but somehow it feels wrong to me. Okay. Nice, interesting intermission. Quick save.
I'm Monami, and my heart is throbbing like crazy right now. To think that the person who killed the wonderful Mahiru Koizumi is in this room. Impossible! Impossible! That's so impossible! There's no way I can believe that! Oh, I can't do anything.
I love this song.
How annoying.
Like Monami's theme.
I'm gonna believe in everyone. That's the least I can do. Everyone do your best. Don't lose to yourselves. And don't forget to save regularly.
Okay, maybe I should start
Now that
saving
we've
more.
decided to believe Hyoko. Now what?
If the
Now
killer
what?
was luring Hyoko into a trap, then something that was used there might be a clue.
Do you mean the letter?
No, it was probably the gummy.
Huh? Candy can be a clue?
Hey, when you woke up, was the gummy already there?
Now that you mention it, I feel like it wasn't.
Ooh, someone dropped it after when we all got back.
Just as I thought.
Just as you thought?
If the killer planted evidence while Hyoko was there, she would have thrown it away if she found it.
Which means the gummy was placed inside the closet after Hyoko fled from the beach house?
The killer returned to the scene of the crime? After I left?
Or they'd never left.
They wouldn't have to do something that troublesome as long as they hid somewhere within the beach house.
That's impossible! There's nowhere to hide! I even glanced inside the shower room as I was running away, but there was nobody there!
Then, does that mean the killer came back?
I wonder. At any rate, the solution to that problem is connected to what really happened. That's what I think.
The solution to the problem is connected to what really happened. Oh, the gummy. The solution to the gummy. I want to play a new game. Is that what you're thinking? If so, we've prepared the perfect product for you. You will dive into your own brain and logically discern the mysterious answer from several questions. It's called the Logic Dive. During the Logic Dive, you will control a version of yourself created from an image within your brain. Your task is to reach the goal, the final destination of the Synapse course. You can move sideways with the mouse and accelerate with the control key. Okay, press the right mouse button to brake, and the left mouse button to jump. Okay, what are we doing? There'll be various obstacles you'll encounter as you progress through the course. So make sure you're familiar with these controls so you can reach the goal. On your journey, you will take damage every time you fall into a gap or bump into walls. Also, upon reaching a certain point, there will be branching questions in the course. The answers split into different paths, so please proceed down the path of the answer you think is correct. Branching questions will appear several times in one course. Please be careful. I highly recommend that you make good use of the break. That's my meddlesome advice to you. If you press the escape key during the logic dive, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck, and most importantly, have fun. She's right, this might be a very important problem. If the killer tampered with the evidence after Hiyoko ran away from the beach house, then did the killer arrive and depart from the beach house? Think. If I just focus and think about it, I'm sure I'll be able to find the answer. Alright, I'm gonna do it. Right. What are the controls? Oh wow, look at this. Okay. Move with the mouse, accelerate control key, brake with the right mouse button, and jump with it. Okay. Okay. Yep. This is ridiculous. Okay, question 1. So when did the killer arrive at the beach house? Before Hiyoko arrived. Oh, I see. That's so funny. Question 2. When did the killer leave the beach house? After Hiyoko left? Yes, after. Oh no! Okay. It'll just automatically do it. Question 3. Okay. Where was the killer hiding? In the beach house? No footprints, so it couldn't have been on the beach. Are they all right?
It's all coming together.
Complete. I guess I got it right.
Do you think the killer might have been hiding?
You spent all that time thinking just to say something so pointless. Disappointing. Didn't I just say there was nowhere to hide? Do I have to explain it in another language so you can understand?
Her personality got a hell of a lot more forceful once she stopped being a suspect.
No, there should have been a place for them to hide. A place you didn't look, Hiyoko.
What are you saying? Stop being annoying or I'm gonna make Akane bop you on the head and shut you up for good!
I really don't want that to happen to me. I need to answer by any means. Right, the place where the killer was hiding, the place where Hiyoko hasn't looked, is spot selection. Okay. So I guess in here? Here! But isn't that where Hiyoko was?
It's probably hiding in the closet.
The closet? That's where I was locked up!
After you woke up, you said you rushed out of there, right? And you probably didn't look inside the closet very carefully.
But could two people even hide in such a small place? And without Hiyoko knowing?
That's why the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place.
If the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place in advance, I can only think of one place. That's right, the place where the killer was hiding inside the closet was... Okay. This? What is this? It's a thing for a surfboard.
Here!
Here!
What about the surfboard case in the closet?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they could have hidden in there.
Huh? Inside the surfboard case?
But the shelf it was on, it was pretty messy, don't you think? 2 surfboards were stacked on the top shelf. And there were surfboards that weren't even in a case.
Maybe not then.
The killer probably did that on purpose to secure a hiding place.
Oh, maybe so.
Because we haven't been on this island that long, so the closet shouldn't have been that messy, I think.
Then, the killer was close to me during that time?
Yeah, they were quietly holding their breath and
Creepy.
hiding very close to you.
It's kind of like in for a penny, in for a pound, so to speak.
Don't you mean it's always darkest under the lighthouse?
I shouldn't say things I don't understand, like, so to speak.
Anyway, the killer hid silently, and after making sure Hiyoko left, they finally left the surfboard case.
Interesting.
I agree with that as well.
Seriously, nobody asked what you think.
There's no way the killer would leave Hiyoko by herself if they were trying to frame her. If Hiyoko was left alone and ruined the evidence the killer had planted, it would have messed up their plan. Instead, it makes more sense to think that the killer was hiding in the beach house, watching Hiyoko.
Saying whatever you want, even if we didn't ask. All right, if you don't want to friggin' get punched, just stand still and let me punch ya! Oh, you shut up. Then, grit your teeth.
Sorry, Akane. It's not like that. Hey, Monokuma. Can I ask you about something that seems strange to me?
I believe Prince Shotoku was from the future. A man from the future is always directing the flow of history.
I'll listen to your story about men from the future some other time. As I recall, the body discovery announcement is made when 3 or more people discover a body, right?
Maybe that was a clue. The body discovery announcement is made when 3 or more people discover a body, yes.
Is the killer also included? Among those 3 or more people?
Yeah, that's true, but, well, something like that is basically what it's supposed to be.
You don't sound very articulate.
Jeez, you're pretty annoying for noticing something like that. I know it sounds like an excuse, but the body discovery announcement isn't supposed to be used for deduction. It's intended to create a fair trial. It's supposed to let everyone know a body has been found.
So you're saying it's unfortunate that I used it for deduction? I understand your excuse, but depending on who actually found the body, it's possible that your 3 or more people rule could be deadly.
Well, as long as I keep things ambiguous, I can respond to situations with some flexibility.
Flexibility, huh? So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not?
Jeez, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay?
Right.
All done.
So that means the killer fled the scene before the body was discovered.
Which means 3 people other than the killer discovered Mahiru's body.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just thought it was somewhat strange. More importantly, let's get back to our original topic.
You're the one who went on a tangent.
We were just saying the killer was hiding in the surfboard case, right?
And after Hiyoko ran away, the killer got to enjoy the simple life of destroying evidence.
However, before we proceed any further, there's something we have to make clear. The killer blocked the roadside door with Mahiru's body before Hiyoko ran away. But what about the blood?
Now that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet.
It's going to be all right. If you guys have come this far, I'm sure you can discover that answer too. Now, Let's start the argument, shall we?
Now then, I shall explain to you the final feature in the non-stop debates. From this point forward, you will now be able to use the truth flashback. If you hold down the left mouse button, the shape of the reticle will change. If you aim at the remark's weak spot and keep it in that position, you'll be able to memorize it. Oh, okay. It's same as the first game. This memorized phrase can only be fired once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change to a different truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or mistake in your available truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to trust your keen wits, won't you? By the way, you'll not be able to agree with anyone while you're using the truth flashback. Please remember that it's only effective when refuting points. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other than the shower...
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and whoosh.
Someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare, it would definitely clog the toilet.
Maybe it's the other way around? Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body?
No.
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
If I use that person's opinion, I might be able to break through the contradictions. Okay.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
Right, okay. So I should absorb whatever her name's face.
What about the wetsuits in the closet?
When she says, other than the shower.
Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other
This.
than the shower...
What did they do
And
with
use
the
that to
bloody
counteract Fuyuhiko's.
Cut it up and whoosh.
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare, it would definitely clog the toilet.
Maybe it's the other way around? Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body?
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
Right. So I'm coming after you, Fuyuhiko.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
Jacques Hughes!
No, that's wrong.
If they just needed to wash off the blood, they didn't necessarily have to use the shower. They could have just as easily used something else.
What could they have... Oh, there was drinks missing.
Something other than the shower.
Could they have used...
What?
just opened all the drinks? Something other than the shower that was used to wash off the blood. It's possible it was... Are the drinks is an option? Couldn't have been sand, asquarl. Yeah, it's got to be the drinks. Because they couldn't have used the sea. Because there was no footprints.
Couldn't the killer have used those to wash off the blood?
Oh my god, that's what it is.
I've seen through it. In theory, but that's impossible.
Why?
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully, and then you will understand that there's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were used.
Oh yeah. Well, there's ones in the trash can, so we know that
there were drinks.
Oh.
In the beach house refrigerator. However, try think one bottle drink wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
Tone in Pico's voice is so threatening it might cut me. We're nearing the moment when our fates will be decided.
It's true there were drinks in the beach house refrigerator. However, try one bottle wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
I can't back down.
Okay. Oh. Boom.
We can't assume they used just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water. There were only flavored drinks. If you use those to wash blood off, the blood won't come off and your body it will leave an aromatics, especially if you used a lot. That alone would raise suspicion.
Right, okay. Could it be that the first allegation was intended to lead to this outcome? So the first one was about no water bottles in the fridge, so I should say about the trash can then. But I should have evidence to use against her argument now.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the
Boom!
Cut through those words.
J'accuse!
Oh, there were water bottles inside the refrigerator.
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever.
That was after the incident, right? But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge. And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their body.
So you're saying the water bottles were gone? Because they were all used? That's a logical fallacy.
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can. Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Ah, you're right. These bottles look like they may have been filled with water.
Well, now that you mention it, when I went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
Was it Pico that was the murderer? That sucks. I like Pico.
Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of the shower.
Dousing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand explanation.
Hold on a sec. Now that I think about it, if they soaked their entire body with a bunch of plastic water bottles... The person was wet. Pico was wet. If they did that, the person would be...
Seems you've realized who the killer is.
Oh my god.
See? Just as I thought.
Hold on. You know who the killer is?
Is that true?
Let me ask, who might that be?
If the killer used plastic water bottles to wash off the blood that splattered onto them, that killer, my hero's killer, must be that person. Alright. Pikoyama.
You're the only one! Peko.
Oh,
Is it
Echo.
you?
Hey, what are you being quiet for? They're accusing you of being the killer.
Then I should ask you this. Why do you believe I'm the killer?
I remember when we were all meeting up to go to the beach. Your appearance when you came to the diner.
Was all wet and soaky. There she is. Hajime and Kuziachi. Kazuichi, why are you two here? Hey, aren't you breathing pretty heavily? I just did a little swimming. Yeah.
They did wash the blood off with water bottles. They'd have to drench their entire body. But there were no towels in the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry. So you said you went swimming so you'd have a cover story.
Don't just stay silent! Say something!
Hold on, you bastard! You saw her at the diner! You never saw her near the beach house, right? So maybe she really was swimming!
No one even saw her swimming.
No. I saw her.
Fuyuhiko, that's not true, is it?
Huh?
After I ran into you bastards at the diner, I crossed paths with her on my way home. So there's no doubt. She would have arrived at the diner from the opposite direction of the beach house.
Hold on. That's strange. Didn't you just say this earlier?
It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I didn't even pay attention to the beach house. I went straight back to the hotel after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time. You're full of fibs.
You told me you didn't see anyone. Don't try to tell me you forgot about that.
Are you in on it, Fuyuhiko?
Not so fast! It's too soon to decide she's a killer! We haven't established how the killer was able to leave the beach house!
Through the window.
Now that you mention it, you're right.
The roadside door was blocked. And if it's impossible to leave from the beachside without leaving footprints, then how the fuck did the killer escape?
Why are you all fired up, Fuyuhiko? You're not the suspect. Peko is.
Who cares about that? Answer me! If you have an explanation, then show me what you got!
We might have an answer.
Huh?
Do you really? This mystery seems unsolvable.
Well, you would say that, Peko.
Killer, then I might just have an answer to that mystery.
I see. Then let's hear this alleged method of escaping the beach house.
First, let's establish how the killer escaped.
The killer's escape route, I might know what it is. In fact, the only possible thing I can think of is that opening. Small window.
I see.
I see.
If the roadside and beachside doors aren't an option, the only other thing I can think of is... well, nothing really. Except that small window in the shower room.
Huh. Don't you know how high that window is? There's no way Peko could have reached it.
But what if, for instance, she got help from someone?
She might have reached it by riding someone's shoulders, but then that person would have been left behind.
Is it possible an object was used? A rope, for instance?
And what happened to the rope after they used it? And don't say something stupid like they threw it outside.
Of course not! That would violate the school trip rule!
Littering is not allowed. Let us coexist with this island's bountiful nature and mutual prosperity.
Littering is prohibited. Even if it might be evidence, rules are still rules.
You see? There's no way they'd be able to escape from that window.
No, they just have to use an object.
What about the sword that's on her back?
Chiaki, don't fall asleep on us! We just said they couldn't use an object!
You did? I thought you were saying they couldn't dispose of an object.
I see. You don't have to throw it away if you can just hide it somewhere on your body.
Huh? Pekka was wearing a swimsuit, remember? Where would she even hide an object? And if you say she hid it in her special place, I'll stab you in yours!
No! Please don't be violent!
Even if the killer used an object to escape out of the window, they wouldn't have been able to get rid of it. So the only thing I can think of is that the killer must have hid it somewhere. If that's the case... Focus. And think. The object the killer used to escape out the window. What is that? Okay. What do I... Oh, hang on. Is it right-click to... send to a keyword, and then right-click... explode the letter. Well, is it sword then? Oh, I've got to do the first one. B. Oh! Idiot. Ba? Maybe? Okay, it is. Bad. Ooh, bio is not that. Bab? No. Oh, is it bamboo? Bamboo sword? Is that what she carries? So I need another B. Hopefully this is right. Bamboo! Okay. Sword. Need a W. An M. This is probably my favourite minigame they have so far. So satisfying. Is that a W? Yes. Okay, O. R. M. R. Okay, D. Another R. B. Boom.
I got it!
Let's go.
Peko, you carry that bamboo sword on your back at all times, right?
Another day, another baddie dead in Danganronpa.
If I recall
Pekko's my favourite as well. I didn't want her to go this early. Yeah, she did have it.
Despite the fact that you had a swimsuit on, you were still wearing your bamboo sword.
Are you saying she used that bamboo sword to escape through the window?
Yeah. Peko used that bamboo sword as a step stool and escaped out the window.
Sword as a step stool? You see? I knew it! I knew it was a ninja!
So she used the sword as a step stool
A ninja could have...
and then pulled it up.
Climbing trick where they lean their sword against a wall and use the handguard as a step stool.
Wow!
Classic,
Just like a Japanese ninja.
classic ninja trick.
Miss Sonia, ninjas only exist in Japan.
Well, it is a bamboo sword, but I'm sure a slender girl like Peko could easily use it to climb.
Well, Peko, do you have anything to say?
And we're going to see what Pekko's got to say next time on Borderline Games. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good evening.